And Coach, for the guys team, a huge step forward off of the fall and how they ended, winning some critical matches, winning the team title at the Big Easy Classic, and you mentioned about how they really showed you something.
Yeah, the underclassmen performed really, really well. I was proud of them. Christopher Applegren came up, Luis Albuquerque, two of our players who played, at the bottom of the lineup last year, and they just really worked very hard over the summer, and they are doing really well. And I'm looking to them as leading the team. Christopher Applegren, who's our senior, and so Gonzalo, all these players, and then Giacomo coming back into the mix. The new addition with Jeffrey. It's a good team.
We can get more to Jeffrey in just a moment, but focusing on Chris for now. Last year was just a frustrating year for Chris. Had to deal with an ankle injury, missed a lot of time last season, but came back refocused and rededicated, and we saw that in the fall.
Look, no one has a stronger work ethic than Chris. He is a good player. He probably not the most talented player, but I don't think I've seen a player in years who has his kind of a work ethic. He stayed with it. He kept on working, and at the end of the day, not only does he come in and does really well in the fall, but he's one of our leaders now, and he's our team captain, and I think the players look up to him, and it starts with him in many ways, so I'm proud of him.
And the new guys that debuted in the fall, and Nicholas and Kareem as well, and talk about them. And you mentioned about how you really wanted a challenge of a tougher schedule. You knew it was going to be a little bit of a transition year with losing a lot of seniors off of last year's team, but they seem to adapt really well as the fall went on.
Yeah, the new players have come in, and I think that they will carry the torch for the next few years. I think that in Nicholas Kramer, you have a great player, great potential. He's still young. I love his disposition. He's willing to do anything you tell him. I think he will be the future, along with Jeffrey, for the UNO tennis team. They're young, and they're going to be put into situations where they play the LSUs, and you're going to play the Troys and the tougher matches, and that's when you really see, what they're made of. But I'm looking forward to it.
And you mentioned about Jeffrey and how he's slated to be your first freshman who's going to start at #1 singles when you start the season tomorrow or Friday against Loyola. And just talking about what really stands out to you about his overall game.
Jeffrey's probably one of the most talented players I've seen in a long time. We've had a few talented players. Great hands, great footwork. He has the court sense. This is his playground. The tennis court is his playground, and he knows where he needs to be on the court. His presence on the court, you can see it when it's just one of these gifted athletes. And I think that Jeffrey will take us, if he stays in tune and he stays focused on the big picture, he's capable of being really, the big fish in a small pond. And I think that he has a great future ahead of him. He will lead the way for us. And, Jeffrey has a lot of experience internationally. He's played a lot of ITFs. He's played a lot of futures. He's won a few rounds in the futures. So, we're lucky to have Jeffrey.